Hello, my collective. Welcome. I am here to do a reading for the feminine and masculine collectives. So, the ascending or healing feminine and masculine collectives. We're all a part of these collectives. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. Everything is made of feminine and masculine energy. So when I do these readings, I'm reading for divine feminine and divine masculine as collectives. So what we're going to explore is the masculine energy as a collective consciousness and the feminine energy as a collective consciousness, and look at where those energies sit at the moment in our collective spiritual evolution. So if you are feminine, you will have an internal masculine energy. If you are a masculine, you will have an internal feminine energy. Got some noise outside, hoping I can edit that out. So we have an inner masculine as feminines, and as masculines, we have an inner feminine. The journey through this is called inner union or sacred union. Okay, so some call it the twin flame journey, some call it soulmate, soul contracts, whatever it is, or however you experience that to be. Mass awakening coming in now. So these readings are resonating with more and more. Readings are general. I just pick up on threads of energy. I'm a psychic medium. I just read what I'm given, how the energy presents to me at the time. Energy is fluid. There is no time or distance in energy. So you might watch this reading, you might watch a reading, and it might be relevant now. It might be something you've already been through, or it might be something that's coming in for you. You might watch it in 6 months' time and go, oh, wow, that's me. So yeah, energy is fluid. Please know that it is just general only. So take what resonates for you and leave the rest. I just read the cards, tell the story. It might be everything's frequency. So when we work with energy on a quantum level, which is what I read and what I bring through, everything is frequency. So I might tell a story, or I might speak of a situation to bring through the energy of what is coming through in the tarot, or what I'm channeling through or being shown. It might be a specific situation or experience, but you can apply that to. You can apply it, flip it around. It might be you experiencing that. It might be the person you connected to, or it might be a slightly different experience, a slightly different story, slightly different situation, but the same on a quantum level, the same frequencies of healing. Okay, so apply it how it resonates for you. I hope that's given you some insight into how this works. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, help us to grow. You can access my work. Empress Rising is a not-for-profit healing association. So you can access my work, find out more about what we do and what my work is. You can work with me one-on-one as well through tarot, through either ministry for women. I offer my services as ministry, or you can work with me through Empire Women for Support. Everything is at empressrising.org, www.empressrising.org. Let's get into the reading. I'm going to start with... cards don't want to shuffle. We're going to start with an overall energy, an overall frequency in the relationships deck. So let's have a look at the overarching read for the ascending masculine and feminine collectives. Wow, that card flipped out before as I picked this deck up. I opened it on the split and this exact card came out, romantic love. So 34, romantic love, breaks down to a 7. The energy of 7 is spiritual contracts. The frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. So that feels really relevant, really resonant to what was coming through when I was getting the call, sitting with, preparing for this reading and getting the call to bring this through. That is the anchoring energy here. So we have a healing moving through these collectives where there's some relational healing taking place, and it feels as though there's a lot of inward reflection for both the feminine and masculine collectives. And I'm seeing men or masculine. Okay, you can be, there's no gender. Okay, there's no gender. Don't come at me with that. Mostly masculine is man and mostly feminine is woman. Okay, that's how I read the energy. You can reverse it. There are there are reversed kind of people who sit in those polarities. So I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to speak in general, but I'm seeing a lot of men and the masculine collective really reflecting inwardly on how they've shown up in relationships. I'm channeling now. Shootings. Despair is the word I'm getting. I'm seeing someone at the moment with their head in their hands, and I didn't see it. Okay, I didn't see it. So I'm tapping into the masculine collective now in deep, deep despair and realization as this reflection. It's almost like a delayed reflection. I looked in the mirror, I couldn't see, and now I can see everything looking back at me. What I couldn't see before, I can now see. Yeah, divine masculine in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So this is a collective. There's a collective of masculines and there's groups, soul groups. All right. So if it resonates, take what resonates. There's a group of masculines, divine masculine, that were not or did not take the contract, or their healing was delayed. It was a delayed awakening. Stuck in the reverse is that, like, the reverse, that energy inverted is unawakened energy, stagnant energy. It's the lower vibration. So it feels like a lot of the masculine collective energy coming through. Usually I would start with divine feminine, but I'm going to start with divine masculine. So I have these cards, divine beauty oracles. I have the ride for divine masculine, and I have divine feminine, the journey. So I'm going to start with the masculine deck and just get a couple of messages through, just to have a look at what energy this collective I'm reading for is sitting in. And this is a wave. So these awakenings go in waves through these collective energies, collective consciousness. So if you are a divine feminine, like myself, you will sometimes experience, because you'll go into your own inner masculine healing, and you won't experience it the same as a masculine or a man, masculine, however you want to refer to that. You'll experience it in your own way, but feminines can also experience these healings that the masculine's moving through, and vice versa. For masculine will go through and heal his feminine polarity as well. So let's have a look at the masculine, what's happening in the masculine energies right now. If we have kiss, there's a longing there. Oh, future. So we have kiss, future, planning, and signs. So a lot of synchronicity around the collective I'm reading, bringing through. These masculines are in longing, and planning, looking into the future, being guided. So seeing a lot of signs, synchronicities, being shown the way, spirit speaking to them. Might be through music, might be through numbers, might be seeing names. I'm seeing Dana is a name, Dana. Let's bring through for any. Are there any specific messages here, Spirit? 6, the number 6 is relevant. The letter B, ghost, quiet taste. The collective I'm speaking to, there's a masculine who ghosted someone or ghosted himself or removed or disappeared from a situation because acquired taste, because he thought it wasn't for him. So whatever it was that you walked away from because you thought, well, this is not me, this is not what I'm looking for. You thought maybe you did not want that were not good enough for that. Didn't recognize it is the thank you, spirit. Didn't recognize it. It's an acquired taste, right? Because you weren't in the frequency. Everything's frequency, right? So we're going to attract, or we're going to resonate with what we're familiar with and what frequency we're operating at. That's going to click. All right. So if we're not on the same frequency or level of vibration as a person, situation, whatever it is, if it's a relationship, job, group of friends, association, place, even if we're not, if there's not an alignment there on a frequency level, on an energetic level, it's just not gonna happen. Like that's where ghosting happens. And you're like, why? It's like, why did I do that? Why did I walk away? Or why did I leave that situation? Why? Right? He's trying to figure out, why did I do that? Why did I ghost myself? Why did I remove myself? It was because the frequency wasn't aligned. You couldn't align with that. So there's victory coming here. There's an awakening and a realization, and the healing to take place around that. One more, please. Yeah, so sitting in deep contemplation. So very inward. That's that energy I was getting before, is very, very inward, on an inward journey. So, okay, let's get some tarot for divine masculine. Yes, divine masculine. It's funny. I'm getting like I feel shaky at the moment. Like it's like even my even my desk is wobbly. Like I don't know if you can see the video wobbling, but it's like I feel shaky, and it feels like everything's kind of all over the place at the moment. Everything feels wobbly. Like I feel quite not unstable, but it's like this kind of background buzz of energy. It's almost like an anticipation, or like it's like a layer of energy. It's like a layer of energy underneath that's kind of fading out, and it can leave you when you go through like a big fit, like a big healing or a big energetic upgrade or spiritual ascension. That's what happens. Your nervous system goes into like and it's almost in overdrive, right? Your nervous system is in overdrive because you're processing so much and releasing so much. And that's where we tend to, it's like some people can feel like they're going into a deep depression, or big anxiety comes up, like depression, anxiety. I refer to it as a dark night of the soul when we go into those. That's a healing. Okay. If we can surrender into that and let that move through, and let what is falling away fall away, through emotional release, through contemplation, meditation, through the processing of our inner world, and really sitting with and holding space for ourselves to move through that rather than distracting. That's where we can really move through those deep healings. It's really awful when you're in it, because you feel exhausted. Um, your sleep can be disrupted. You can find it really difficult to get deep rest. You might be waking up at night, but the shakes are a big one. I'm feeling that. Like I can pick that up from someone who's just really fried in their nervous system. You need some time out, whoever that is. You need some time out, and just to allow that to move through. Ah, there's a card there. Oh, yeah, look, there we go. See? That is That is the ending of something and the beginning of something new. That's a transition. That card signifies transition and rebirth. It's never people see that as a negative, but it's not. It's a really positive card, and that's a major arcana. So that's a massive, significant transition in your spiritual journey, where you're closing one chapter, and when you're in that, it's like you can't really see what's on the other side, but you're in this cocoon, in this process of transformation. It's changing, putting the old out and opening to the new. Okay. So that's where our ego self, what we thought was true for us, or what we believe our belief structures go into, yeah, go into a complete transformation. So yeah, this is big. So this is divine masculine energy, the opening energy. Yeah. And that's funny because this card was upright in the deck as I was shuffling. So it actually flipped and landed like that, right? Very similar to this. I'd opened that on the split. So these energies are really coming through, like spirit's like, yeah, we're going to make sure that you get that and that that's communicated. So what else is coming through? Too many words is coming through for divine masculine, please. Bias, true, and love and divine light. Angels, ancestors, guides of the highest divine resonance. Show me the masculine energies, please. Highest truth. For the highest and best, for all involved, all tuning in. He doesn't want to talk. I don't know how to open up, he just said. Queen of Pentacles. So this is learning how to be. The Queen of Pentacles is a really stable, nurturing, like secure energy. She's abundant, but she's a homebody. She runs a home, like she's a feminine energy, but she's like the homemaker and the protector and the provider. Being, yeah, being that's what I feel is the masculine learning how to come into this energy of self-generation. That's it, generating from self. So within the home and being comfortable in their own space. So you might be rearranging your space or redecorating or something like that, or maybe making your home a bit more comfortable or a bit more inviting. I'm getting someone that's preparing that's like I really would like something new or a new kind of energy in my environment, or it's like you're preparing your home on your space to let something else in, for something new. Now, whether that's a relationship, for a lot of you, that'll be a relationship. Like it's like, yeah, I'm ready for a partner and I know that I need to prepare my home and my space accordingly, or even just your life. It might be your digital world or rearranging your work or whatever, but I am getting home with the Queen of Pentacles, right? This is you really exploring your inner energy to be or become within you in your own way what you are actually wishing to attract, right? It's like if you want a queen, you don't need to be a queen, but like whatever you seek is always inside you. Whatever you seek is always inside you. And we must find that within us first. That is the foundation of sacred union, of higher divine union. That is the foundation of a healthy relationship, a partnership, a co-creative, collaborative partnership where we have everything within us as two individuals so that when we do come together, nobody's draining anybody. We don't seek something from someone else that we feel we don't already have. Okay. So when two people come together in that energy of wholeness, having been through these healings, which are so excruciatingly difficult, right? When we go through those healings within us and go through those initiations and come out the other side, that's where we come into our wholeness. Okay. And that's when we start to attract things that are balanced and equal and long term and secure. Yeah. That reminds me of what I'm just speaking. Harder Path, Higher Calling. Uh, just starting a podcast, Empress Rising. So go to the Empress Rising website. You'll find Harder Path, Higher Calling there under podcast. Going to be talking more about this in depth and bringing on guests to talk through these things. So please, yeah, go and subscribe to the channel. Go and have a look at Harder Path, Higher Calling. It's on YouTube and also Spotify. We have the sun out. Oh, okay. We have the sun and our buddy over here the DEVIL. So this is toxic. Toxicity, codependency, lust, any of our lower vibrational habits, vices, patterns, really codependency. Any way we consciously or unconsciously behave in ways that manipulate or harm others. Here's the illumination. The sun is illumination, success, victory. Okay. So, whatever you're going through right now, dear masculine or feminine, if you're watching, this is what masculine is going through. This is a huge awakening. This is like, oh my gosh, I can see it now. Right. If you're a man going through this, like I see, this is not easy because I tell you now, when you have to look at these patterns and the way you've shown up in this way, like it is brutal and there's shame. Like I've been through that myself. And it's to actually face your own shit in a way that is head on and really, really own all of it, all of the shame, all of everything. Like that takes incredible courage. And I feel for some of the men that are going through this right now. It's brutal. Some of the ways that, some of the things that are coming through and the epiphanies that are being had. It's like, you don't know at the time when you're showing up in a way that's toxic because you don't know what you don't know and it's familiar to you. You've come from relational dynamics or backgrounds, childhoods that were highly dysfunctional. We're operating in trauma-based ways of relating. I know for me, I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. So the ways that when I went through all of this, and I still do from time to time, these big healings, when you go through this and you have to look at the way that you show up and the ways that you have contributed to toxic dynamics, it's a brutal, um, like dismantling of your ego and your self-perception. And it's, yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice on all levels, mentally, emotionally, even physically, like I know some of the healings that I've been through when it's been really huge. Like you're in physical purge, you'd be vomiting or on the toilet or like having flu symptoms with no explanation for that. Like there's no virus or anything. It's like it can release through your physical body in really, really violent ways, right? Because this is what allows entity attachment in. And when you have lower spiritual attachments, entity attachment, or dark energies working through you, when they come into the light, you have to purge them. So you're releasing these energies. Like it's a detox. It's a literal detox, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, on all levels. So, geez, masculine, what are you going through? Like, it's hard. So have some compassion. I want to speak to the feminine. Have some compassion. No matter who has, like, if there's a man in your life that has really hurt you, we don't have to drop our boundaries. We can still have healthy boundaries, and we can forgive internally. Right? We don't have to have contact with that person. We don't have to go back into dynamics. We don't have to open up anything that's done, but it's important on an energy level, on a spiritual level, to hold compassion as well as boundaries for whoever's going through this. No matter what has happened, what they've done, we can have our fire and be fiery feminine and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, when people are going through an awakening, it's brutal. And I really truly believe that everybody is capable of redemption. Everybody is capable of healing, no matter what they've done, what path they've walked, where they've come from. It doesn't matter what we've done, who we've been. We are all capable of healing. We are all capable of growth. And we all deserve forgiveness, right? And sometimes forgiveness is just within us. We can go through that process within us. The Ho'oponopono. I don't know if I said that right, but it's a Hawaiian concept, and a little forgiveness poem that's really helpful in that kind of work. I often use that with clients. Um, so look that up. It's a prayer of forgiveness. Just look up, I think, Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. Okay, back to masculine, divine masculine energies. I walked away before I walked away before I was. Mm, there's confusion here. So, Eight of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. I closed my heart. I walked away before you could hurt me. I walked away before you could hurt me. I was protecting myself. What's a message for this masculine? It's time to find stability within yourself. It's time to find security and stability within yourself. That's a secure foundation within you. Hmm. Notice how there's two women here. I don't know whether that's like, I don't know why I need to just draw attention to that. But there's two women here in kind of reciprocity and equal give and take. And they've got this energy of there's a really light energy. But the energy feels very balanced between them. They're very happy, harmonious. They're not necessarily like you might be sitting with a grief or a feeling of isolation, a feeling of being alone or not knowing how to engage with anyone or not knowing how to let anyone in. Uh, Women or the feminine, all right? This is the feminine energy is about connection and reciprocity and sharing. And you'll know, like, women do this, right? Women gather and hold space and connect and, generally hold each other up generally in a healthy way. So there's been a lot of healing through the feminine energies and manifesting physically with a lot of women with, womanhood in general, where there's the sisterhood been forming, but the masculine collective in general has been feeling really left out of this and left behind, I guess, because what is happening now is women are standing together. Women have said, no, we are going to stand together in this harmonious, balanced energy, in this feminine energy of connection, right? And building together and building stability together, right? Not necessarily like there might be some women who are together romantically, but I'm just saying in general, this is feminine energy and feminine energy, right? So this is where it's like the masculine is like, it's almost like they're externalizing externalizing their own feminine energy, like can't find a connection within themselves with this kind of energy, with being able to connect in a way that is open-hearted and free-spirited and joyful and authentic without competition. I just heard there's like this energy of like needing to be in competition or very guarded. All right. So whether you're a man or a woman experiencing that, that's in the collective masculine energies. I know I've been feeling that within my own inner masculine energy, like in the way that, yeah, that's a real theme right now. Page of Cups, that's a lighter energy. So coming into a more playful way, like coming kind of just coming back into a more innocent, a purer and more innocent way of being, starting to kind of find some lighthearted energy and have some fun. So whoever this is for, maybe you've been working too hard and burning out, or maybe you've been too serious, or maybe you've been taking yourself too seriously. Like Page of Cups is like Yeah, just coming back into like a more playful, yeah, lighter way of being. Knight of Pentacles, finding grounding, consistency in your routines, stability. So this is where masculine are like, okay, so how can I uh build a more secure, stable, long term, so sustainable foundation, something that's sustainable long term. So, this speaks of burnout and needing to come back into balance, is what I'm getting there. So, coming back into balance so that you're able to build slow, steady, long term rather than moving forward. And it's almost like the masculine energies now are, this is like for the collective. I'm picking up on general only. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, leave it. It's like you've hit a wall. It's like you're at a point where you just cannot sustain it anymore. And this is where masculine energy on the planet is at. It's like it cannot move forward anymore without coming into some kind of balance. So masculine collective energy is at burnout point, and that makes complete sense now that I'm channeling that, because that's what I've been feeling, complete and utter burnout. And this ties into patriarchal structures, our systems, structures, the way the Western world is structured around male-centered societies where masculine traits are valued over feminine traits, and it's out of balance, and we're encouraged to put our feelings aside and push on and just go and build, and also the exploitation of feminine energy, right? Or the devaluing of feminine energy. So there's this if this rings true for you, if this is making sense and it's resonating, go to Empress Rising, www.empressrising.org. There's a lot about that on there. You'll find out more in the About Us section, the history of that, and what we're trying to achieve and teach, because we're coming into a time now where that can't be sustained anymore. That world, that frequency, the way that we've moved forward in society, like that, it's destabilizing. And what we're seeing in the world at the moment is a direct representation of the energetic crumbling underneath of those frequencies of its patriarchy. Yeah. Ancient societies, most ancient cultures were matriarchal or matrilineal, right? So the feminine was removed. It's all there. Empress Rising, www.empressrising.org. Learn about it. We don't hate men. We love men. We love you, men. We love you. We love masculinity. We honor and respect masculinity, but we need change. We need balance. And so we want a world where masculine and feminine energy are now coming back into balance. And so the feminine is rising now with women in their world, in the physical manifestation of the internal work that a lot of women have done. The feminine energy is rising, but it is also rising within men internally. Okay, so that is what is destabilizing patriarchal structures. Okay, and we see breakdown when that happens. We see breakdown in the world. We see chaos, but it's healing. It has to break down to change. 3-3, as I spoke that. Okay, what else for the masculine? I've spoken a lot now. 33 minutes. One final message from the masculine. What does the masculine want to say to the feminine? What does the masculine want to say to the feminine? Dear masculine, what do you have to say? I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. We are too. Yeah, I was so guarded. I was afraid of you. Swords, 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 2 of Swords, guarded. Moon, illusion, right? Didn't want to see it. Blocked you out, blocked the feminine out. Okay, so this is collective energy on a collective level. Here's the story of what happened. The masculine was like, I can't see it. I'm blindfolded. and I'm operating from my programming, right? Two of Swords is like, I cannot see my ass from my elbow. Conflict, Knight of Swords, rushing in and out. And swords represent our mental, like thoughts, our mental body. So very logical, too much logic, swords, 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 everything through a lens of the thinking mind, right? And this led a lot of men to, because they've been operating through paradigms, through those belief structures, right? Patriarchal belief structures. A lot of men have showed up in this energy, the Five of Swords, where it's like, no, it's my way or the highway because this is the way that it is, right? But actually it's not. That's the programming. And the moon in the background represents manipulation, right? So being blindfolded and having two swords and blocking everything out with the moon behind you, right? That to me, and being in the water as well, they don't realize they're in the water. The water represents emotion. That woman doesn't even know she's in the water. She doesn't know what's going on, right? There's manipulation at play here. A lot of men have been manipulated. Most men have been manipulated into being this guy that's like, I've got all of the swords, right? I've got all of the swords. All of the swords are in my hand, right? And this other one over here, this person walking away is like, well, I'm fighting a losing battle with you because you won't even hear me. You've got all the swords. This is unjust. This is unfair. Here's the Queen of Cups there at the bottom of the deck, right? So here's an energy coming through. This is what we don't see coming. Underneath the deck is the energy coming up, right? Coming up to the surface, the Queen of Cups, which is spiritual, connected, loving, kind, compassionate, right? That's a soft energy. Now, whether that's, like letting that into your life, letting someone into your life, or being able to allow this in your world or engage in a way that doesn't desecrate this energy, or maybe coming into this energy within you. I did say one final one. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. So there's a decision to make now about where you're going to align your energy and which paradigm you're going to sit in. So it's like, okay, the old's breaking down and it's really uncomfortable right now, but which world are you going to choose? Which world are you going to choose? Because if you choose to continue being the one with all the swords, you're going to be stuffed with all those swords, and that's all of your thoughts and all of your mental anguish, right? So if we resist this, that's where we're left in that, right? We have to put it down and let it go. All right, let's get a chakra read for masculine. We'll move on to the feminine energies. Let's get an affirmation for the masculine, divine masculine. Whoops. Divine masculine. I've given you 38 minutes. Goodness me. I don't usually begin with masculine energies when I do these reads, and this has been big. So yeah, masculine energies are really in big, something big. Yeah, okay. With third eye. So interesting. Yeah, the third eye chakra. So this is that just confirms everything I've just said. This is a mass awakening. This is actually looking at things and going, wow, things are not as I thought they were at all. This is huge. Purity, right? Purity. My intention is pure. I release the need to control myself, my life, and others around me. I allow for and embrace purity of mind and vision. I am honest, clear, and pure in my intentions to serve myself and others to bring about peace in the world. Divine masculine. Wakey, wakey. Hey, Emperor. There you go. That's a big awakening. To serve myself and others to bring about peace in the world. Not to serve patriarchy, because that's not you. I like that energy. So let's move on to the feminine energies. feminine collective. I can feel like there's a lot of women. I can hear women, or the feminine's like, oh, yes, finally. So, Witch's Tarot for the feminine. Witch's Tarot. So, firstly, we'll get Divine Feminine, the journey. Let's see where the feminine is at in this. Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine. Show me where the Divine Feminine is at this. Cards. There we go. Divine Feminine. Highest and best for Divine Feminine. Transparent. Authentic, I just heard. So transparent's like not hiding anymore. I am who I am, and I'm going to show up in however I'm going to show up, right? Mask is coming off. Mask in the reverse. Mask is coming off. So feeling safe to show up. Feeling safe to show up without hiding her true feelings or her real energy. Clever. Box. Clever. One more. Glass half full. So feeling somewhat depleted. It's almost like, and I've been feeling this, right? Because I'm working through that. I'm a part of that collective. Like I can really identify with that. Asserting free will. It's like the glass half full. It's like looking at our life and where we've been or our situation and just going, is this it? Like, is this really it? Like, there's this like irritation with the way things have been or the way things are, this irritation. Like, you might be feeling, if this is resonant for you, you might be feeling like you just like, fuck everything. Like I'm done. I just have no desire to be around certain people, groups, or to consume certain, or like foods, or you might be changing your appetite or your eating habits. Places, especially online habits at the moment, or things that you're like digesting. I keep getting digesting or consuming like pieces of information or social media, like sites or pages or whatever content. It's like, just like things are not resonant anymore. So, and that happens when we go through this, when the mask comes off and we're just like, yeah, fuck that. No, I'm not, no. And we become like, it seems pessimistic, but it's actually a really important part of our becoming, because when we become clear about what we're not aligned with and we consciously allow that to be, and we speak up and we speak our truth with respect and grace, of course, right? Doesn't always look graceful, but that's healing, right? So self-forgiveness. So it's such an important process to recognize this, to go into this energy. It's like your spiritual immune system has come online and you're starting to reject things that are no longer in alignment with you, with where your frequency is sitting, because you're going through a healing, you're going through an ascension, you're raising your vibration, you shifting in frequency. So naturally things are going to fall away. And at times you can go into this energy of like, fuck everything. Like you go into complete hermit. Nothing fulfills you anymore, right? Glass half full. You're just like, is this it? It's just this kind of void, right? But it's to bring you into your own energy, into your own internal energy, to get really clear about what it is you are about, and what it really is that you're feeling internally and how you want to show up in the world, and to really come to know yourself on such a deep level that you can come into this even deeper alignment with the things that you're connecting with. And so that's the thing, when we go through that and then we come out the other end, we're like, oh, okay, well, I'm done with this or that, or this relationship or this friendship or this social media account or this, job, or whatever it is for you, and then that's when we start the declutter and the clear out. Might just be clearing out your space, your home, whatever it is, changing styles, change your hair, yeah, like whatever it is. But this feels like a big one. Like it's like everything. It's an audit of everything. So you might have been in hermit mode or feeling isolated and just disillusioned. Divine Feminine, let's have a look at the tarot overall energy. Temperance angel, earth angel, balance coming into like cycles completing. And there's like the divine is doing this. This is divinely guided. This is natural evolution, natural cycles. Patience is associated with temperance, which I hate because I'm a fire sign. We don't like patience, right? We've been doing this, most of us, for years. If you're new to this awakening and ascension mess, it's something that we learn over time, temperance, to really lean into that and understand that energy is fluid and there's no physical timing to our growth or destined alignment. It's about our energy and frequency alignment, and that's a whole new paradigm in itself. So it's a big thing to really come into a full comprehension, understanding of temperance and how that works, right? Is tempering our energy and understanding the natural cycles of evolution, the natural cycles of our energy, our own growth, our own healing, our own alignment, and also spiritual contracts and free will, and how the divine works in terms of realigning things around you when your frequency shifts. So there's a lot going on in the quantum world that we don't see. And often we're like, oh, why, why am I stuck in this? Why can't I have what I want? We can't see what's actually going on a higher level. But things are being aligned around us, and it is our job to heal and align. Heal and align, release whatever is wanting to be released, listen to the signs, come inward when we need to, and listen to our body, listen to our inner voice and our inner guidance, and listen to, our body and spirit when we are starting to feel not in resonance with something and not push through that, right? Or not just numb it out with distractions, right? So, yes, temperance. I'd be waffling a bit in this reading. Divine Feminine, highest and best for Divine Feminine. The Sun, 8 of Wands, fast movement. Ooh, okay. The Fool at the bottom of the deck. So going on a new journey, new path. The Sun, 8 of Wands, and 7 of Cups in reverse. So this suggests coming out of confusion. You might have had too many options, too many paths, or not being quite sure about where you're headed. The Sun and 8 of Wands, you've got communication coming in or fast action, possibly. It feels like news of something, a message. Something you didn't know that was delayed. I'm getting delayed. Something that was hidden, delayed. It's coming in fast now, and it will narrow things down for you where there was confusion before and take you on a new path, new journey. Ace of Pentacles, new start. Oh, yeah, and releasing burden. Perfect. Look at that. There's the Fool. It's just jumped out of the deck. Okay. So Ace of Pentacles, new beginning, wealth, abundance, right? And wealth is not just money, right? This is stability and security on all levels. Like this is within yourself, feeling grounded, stable, secure within yourself, right? Sustainable. So in other words, being able to sustain something long term. And that comes from our healing and our grounded, rooted presence in our world, right? When we go through the lessons and we grow and we evolve and we learn how to show up maturely in our world and how to make our world turn in a way that is consistent, that keeps us healthy, stable, happy, that does not throw anyone out of anyone else out of balance, right? This is self-generated, but it's new. Ace is a new start. Releasing burden. Okay, releasing burden, 10 of Wands, putting it down. So it feels like this news, the Sun and the 8 of Wands, like something's coming in to release burden for you that'll take you on a new path, new journey. Because you've been like overburdened. You've been waiting for this. That's the Temperance card. You've been waiting for this. You're like, oh, it's not even coming. I'm done. Your 6 of Pentacles, learning where to put your energy, learning how to balance your energy, and also learning boundaries. Like that's like, where do I give my time and energy? That's too about who you share your physical space with, who you share your resources with. Are they giving back in a way that is equal? Are they matching you? Is their heart open? Or is their heart closed? Because if you're giving to someone that has a closed heart, Ace of Cups in the reverse, if you're giving to someone who's not reciprocating energy, right? Because this is not just about our physical world. This is on all levels. Like if someone is not in open-hearted energy, they're going to drain your energy. 9 of Cups in the reverse. Oh, okay. Didn't get the wish fulfillment. I never get what I want. That's over. That's closing out. That's completing. So there's no more of this for you. And that's probably why you feel so exhausted and done and just over everything. It's like just jaded. That's the word I just got. Jaded, and someone just rolled their eyes. I could just see someone rolling their eyes then. It's like, oh, you don't even believe anymore. You're just like, whatever, I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other and just keep going because this is all there is. You're like, no, I never get what I want anyway. So I'm just going to accept that this is what it is. But it's actually in the surrender and the acceptance of that Temperance, right? That actually brings the forward movement. So this is how quantum energy works, right? So shadow side, 3 of Cups. There's a bit to release here, a little bit to go, but this is to bring in aligned energies, right? To bring in, there's like a realization about where you've been putting your energy or who you've been giving to. I'm hearing betrayal. Something's coming in here. There's something about betrayal, or you're gonna, I don't know whether this is information that you'll get or you'll find out something, or something that you'll realize within yourself, whether it's communication coming in the physical or an epiphany, or like communication coming through a download. It's going to take you into your shadow, but it'll also help you to release and bring you into the 3 of Cups, that's celebration. Like that's bringing in connections that are working with you. Page of Wands in a reverse. Queen of Pentacles here. There's lies. I've just heard lies. Someone's been telling lies. There's a lie somewhere at some point, whether there's been gossip around you. I'm seeing the roses behind that Queen of Pentacles here. I've never zoned in on that, which is crazy because roses, that's an emoji I use all the time, but I've never ever zoned in on the roses behind that Queen of Pentacles, right? But for some reason, my attention was drawn to the roses there. So the rose symbolizes divine feminine womb energy. Rose symbolizes the Magdalene code. The rose is a symbol for the Magdalene activation energy, right? This is you reclaiming that, right? And I'll tell you a really quick story. It's funny I'm telling this as I'm wearing red right now. I felt I needed to wear red today. Like I put it on this morning and I'm like, wow, I wouldn't normally have put this on, but this must be why. I'll tell you a little story about Mary Magdalene, right? She was not what everyone says she is. The feminine energy has been inverted, and there has been a lot of inversion and scapegoating around feminine energy. So, what we've been led to believe about Mary Magdalene by the church um, is not the truth. So, she actually, she actually was the, she actually was the priestess and the energy who walked beside Jesus. She was Jesus's twin flame. She was his muse. She was his wife. She was not what they said she was, but she was removed and betrayed and scapegoated, as many of you watching this, resonating with this, will have experienced. And so the women that have walked this path carry that rose symbolism. I'm having trouble speaking. It's like something around my throat at the moment, not wanting me to speak this. So I'll push through because I'm getting dizzy now as well. So I'm going to clear that. So the women walking this path the rose symbology may be significant for you. So it might be worthwhile looking into that. Do some research and see what you can find. There's a lot coming out now about the Magdalene lineage and the dragon mothers and the inversion of spiritual history. You'll get a bit about it on the Empress Rising website, www.empressrising.org. Go to About Us for a little bit of history. I haven't put anything in there about that specifically because it would just make it too long, but you can get a kind of baseline for that and then go back and have a look at the inversion of the feminine. Okay. But we are about to move into a time now where this is all going to come up to the surface. And so if you're moving through this healing and these frequencies, these kind of energies, and you're resonating with this, this is going to be, I've just lost it. Like the heaviness around this as I'm trying to speak it is next level. It's going to be big, and it's about the reclamation of the Divine Mother, and it's about the reclamation of sacred feminine energy and the correction of our inverted histories, the corrections around what humanity has been led to believe under patriarchal narratives and belief systems, right? And this affects women, men, everybody. It affects the way that the masculine and feminine collectives feel about, treat each other, interact, engage, relate with each other. Okay, it's created incredible damage and imbalance. And this is about to come into correction now through the reclamation of the Divine Mother. And I did just channel that fluidly without that energy intercepting, which was really nice. So fuck off. You're welcome. No, you're not. Just kidding. There's no consent. So Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, see, there you go. Queen of Wands in reverse. So what they did was they scapegoated, manipulated, lied, and said you were a Queen of Wands in reverse, called you a witch. So the Queen of Wands in reverse is like a dark witch energy. Evil. Called you evil. And blocked you from your Ten of Pentacles. Can't even make it up. Your Ten of Pentacles is like your community, your abundance, your divine blessings, your divine right? Your divine destined alignment. Okay. Called you a dark witch, scapegoated you, projected on you. Okay. So if you're a feminine walking this path, the path of the rose, then your personal healing, your individual journey has been through this collective correction, right? This collective wound that we have as the feminine. Okay. So as we move through that, there we go, the Two of Cups, right? So as we move through that, then we start to heal and we come into correction and balance, right? There's sacred union. I can't make it up. This is a perfect way to finish this read. There is the feminine and the masculine energy in equal partnership. I pour into you, you pour into me, and together we are balanced, reciprocal, right? We are collaborative, and we honor each other in kind. That is a sacred union. So the Two of Cups is the foundation of a 10 of Pentacles, right? So you can come into that Two of Cups within you where you honor your own feminine and masculine energies and come into harmony within you, right? And that doesn't mean you're half man, half woman, half masculine, half feminine. It doesn't work like that. But we can actually, as feminine, we can move through the healing of our own internal masculine energy, which is also moving through a healing around our relationship with masculine energy. Right. And we do that through working through our father wounds, working through the healing of our relational wounds, working through the way that we show up in the world. So finding ways to show up consistently in our world to get our physical world under control, right? And find balance within that. We don't do it in the traditional patriarchal way of like go to work and burn ourselves out until we die and give 30% to criminals. If you know, you know, right? This is balanced, harmonious union within you. When you come into that within yourself, right, that sets the foundation for your future relationships. And that's when you can start to build. This is the future of relationships. This is the future. That's not a patriarchal, that's not a woman holding everything up while a man goes to work, spends all of the time outside of the home, comes home exhausted and angry, giving 30% of his paycheck to corporations, right? That's not that. This is we're building together. We hear each other. We honor each other. We fill each other's cups, right? When one is not able to step up, the other steps up. It's an equal balance flow. So Two of Cups, there you go. I feel so exhausted after this read. I'm not sure if it's flowed, especially with that interference around that, but yeah, that's the end of the read. I haven't got anything else for you. Those cards are coming out in reverse. So I hope this has been helpful. There has been a lot of channeling in that, but at the same time, there was a little bit of interference. So I hope that's made sense for you. I've done my best to bring that through the best I can for you. As I said, I am working through Empire 144 and also in ministry to reach more women who aren't financially able to get the support that they need. So all of my work you'll find at Empress Rising, www.empressrising.org. Please check out our podcast. We're working on that. Share our work. That would be greatly appreciated. If this has resonated and been helpful for you, please support the channel, like, subscribe, share with someone you know. And women, please join me in Ministry of Motherhood. Go to Ministry of Motherhood on the Empress Rising website and join my free community. I'm going to be doing some live calls and really building up a sisterhood in there because I'm done with social media. So, and for what's coming, I feel we're going to need those spaces more than ever. So yes, free community, Ministry of Motherhood. Please go to the website, go and check out what it's about. Jump in, come join me. I'd love to hang out with you in there and build community on the ground as well. That is the end goal. What else do I want to say? Final message for Divine Feminine. Final message for Divine Feminine. Okay, so Divine Feminine, we have solar plexus, authentic power. My authentic power is achieved through self-esteem, love, truth, and authenticity. Wow, that's the foundation of Ministry of Motherhood. I forgive myself and others, release responsibility for others, and take responsibility for my life. It is safe for me to be powerful. I can feel this all through my crown as I'm speaking it. I think and speak affirming, supportive words and imagine a life that I love. I co-create my reality. I bet you feel that, don't you, Divine Femme? There's two for you, actually. Compassion, heart chakra. So we have solar plexus, power, Empress rising, ministry of motherhood. This is actually the foundational energy of ministry of motherhood, women coming into this energy. So if it resonates, come join me. Compassion. I see all things through eyes of love in my heart. I find compassion and understanding for those who are struggling and misaligned with themselves, their higher wisdom and purpose. I am kind and compassionate with myself and others and forgive myself for my judgments. I am compassionate. That, my darlings, sums up Ministry of Motherhood in a nutshell. So we'll end with that. Thank you, masculine and feminine collectives. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, angels, ancestors, all who supported with this reading. And all of you watching, I wish you so much love and stability and blessings and deep, deep healing. But catch you next time.